Hi everyone, I'm here introducing a new section to my newsletter called Conversations for Student Impact because I want to help school leaders and teachers implement things even more deeply. And I think that our conversations play a huge role in that. Today I've got Jason Pascoe with me. Very lucky to have him. He is a solution-focused coach, facilitator, trainer, and director from The Inactive Solution. He's also the vice president of the Australasian Solutions Focused Association and co-host of the Towards Solutions podcast. And Jason is my go-to guy whenever I feel stuck, when I'm supporting schools, and I really need someone to help me reframe my thinking and walk away with solutions moving forward. So thank you for joining us, Jason.
My pleasure. It's wonderful to be here.
Now, I want to present you with something that's been on my mind, something that, leaders approach me about a lot, and that is when teachers come with the belief that, they want students to engage, for example, in challenging tasks or higher order thinking tasks, but they don't believe their kids are actually capable of it. It's too hard. My kids cry when they face challenges and problems. They're not resilient. They're too anxious, and so I can't really engage my kids in these tasks. They'll just shut down. And so yeah, my students are a sea of C's, and I've tried everything. Yeah, it's too hard for them. So I wanted your perspective. I know that you have this um compass, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Yes. And you're going to break that down for us as leaders to help us kind of help support teachers to perhaps reframe their thinking when they are thinking in these ways, because we want our students to be catered for. We want them to be engaged in high order thinking and problem solving kind of tasks. But we need to, then there is that belief, we need to believe kids are capable in the first place. So, Jason, what do we do?
That's a really
Help
good
us.
question. There's a lot in there, Steffi. Well, the listening compass is something that can be really useful in these sorts of conversations. And it's these four quadrants behind us. So there are four major spaces in a conversation. Our little circle in the middle is now. That is the space that you're having the conversation in. So if someone comes to you with a problem, challenge, or an issue, I've got a class full of C's, or my kids can't. That's something that they're concerned about, and potentially they would like to be different. So that would sit in our problem past quadrant. Someone might stop you in the corridor, the car park, or the playground. They might make a time with you to have that conversation, and they start here. So let's use the example of my students can't. Finish that however you'd like. Then they might follow up with, and if they can't, they move to the dreaded future. They won't be ready for
high school,
those sorts of things. So often we talk about a problem and we talk about what the terrible or dreaded future could be if that problem's not fixed. As a leader, there are other spaces to listen for and potentially shift the conversation. So if someone's saying, my kids can't, and therefore, three things: acknowledge what they've said, empathize with what they've said, and listen for the potential of shifting the conversation. My kids can't. One of the premises of solution-focused conversation is that no problem exists to the same intensity 100% of the time. There are moments when it's less intense, or maybe it's not there. If it was my kids can't do math, what can your kids do? And we've moved the conversation to the resourceful past, something that's working, even just a little bit. Or my kids can't, they won't be ready for high school. So what would you like to be happening instead? And we're now here, which is the preferred future. So not only have we listened, not only have we let them know that we're with them on this journey, now we've opened up another thinking space. And as soon as you move to the preferred future and or the resourceful past, and they go there with you, they answer that question, you've got space to expand. If they don't go there with you and they want to tell you more about the problem or more about their concerns for the future, just hang out there with them for a little bit, acknowledge, empathize, and maybe try another shift. And the quadrants are the way of listening for, in the long run, what's wanted.
I love that. Can I just ask for leaders watching, what are some like one key question that you feel like is really powerful to help teachers make those shifts, or there are a few questions that you would recommend us asking?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the big shift is, and if you think about fixed mindset and growth mindset, so we've learned that fixed mindset is I can't.
Yeah.
And growth mindset, adding something like the word yet. I can't yet, which opens up the space. A solutions-focused lens on that would be, I can't yet. What might be happening instead when I could? So yet opens up the space for possibility, instead adds detail to the possible.
So what could you be doing? What would you prefer instead?
What could be happening instead? What would you like to be seeing? What would you like to see happen instead?
I like that.
So in one word, as a question, you can shift a conversation to a preferred future or a resourceful past. Tell me about a time when something else has been happening instead. You might have a teacher say, I've got a class full of C's. Tell me about a class that you've had that haven't been full of C's and what was happening then? What specifically were you doing instead of what you're doing now? And we're drawing on a time where they've been successful, maybe with another group of students, and they've forgotten about strategies that they've used because they're so caught up in wanting to see improvement in the class they've got now.
And I think that's really empowering. I love that you said to empathize and be with the teacher in that space. I think that's really important. We don't just try to like shift things too quickly, but actually kind of honor, maybe it's a really hard time for them and they just need us to listen for a bit. But I think as leaders, we can really help shift. And I'm going to try using this listening compass by trying to use that word instead more intentionally. And so that, more teachers are able to hopefully shift their thinking about their kids and truly see how capable they really are. So thanks, Jason. What a great tool for us to use to support teachers.
My pleasure. And just go around and try some insteading wherever you are and see where it takes the conversation.
That sounds great. Thanks, Jason. And if you want to know more, what's your website?
It's enactive, enactive.com.au.
Oh, easy. All right, check it out. Thanks, guys.